This program is presented by Soul Search, the new online community where you can find yourself. soulsearch.io.
Every month I host basically like a public call where I astral travel and remote view over to the Galactic Federation ships. It's called the Galactic Federation Summit. And I ask questions that humanity wants to know to just random members of the GFL, whoever kind of needs to speak up. So I used to do this all the time, not publicly, just myself. Now, just in January, so January 11th, I asked about disclosure. Actually, everyone was asking about this. When is disclosure going to happen? So, of course, we want to ask the Galactic Federation of Light, who has many councils who deal with planet Earth and who deal with really big kind of, life-changing things that Earth could potentially go through. And one of the biggest things is cosmic disclosure. So I forget which being I was talking to, but I asked the question. I said, "What's going to take place?" And they were on some sort of like Earth Committee or Earth Council, and they said, "Elizabeth, do you want to see?" Because I'm clairvoyant, so I see everything. They're like, "Do you want to see the timeline of us making contact with humanity tomorrow?" And I said, "Yes, show me what's going to happen." So here's what they showed me. They showed me kind of like a collective of like potentially thousands, if not hundreds of thousands or tens of thousands of ships from the GFL, all coming to planet Earth all at the same time. So it's not just we're going to arrive at the White House. It was global. And that's really the only kind of global contact that could be made is at that capacity. And immediately, all the governments are getting out their nukes, they're getting out their weapons, they're getting out their explosives. There's fear rampage on all of the mass media, networks. And it feels like it's an invasion, and really it's meant to be peaceful contact. It's meant to be a huge awakening, So they showed me that visual, and I relayed that visual to the community who was watching that, who was joining me for that summit. And basically what the GFL said is, as much as we would love to come to planet Earth, as much as you in this community have been asking for it for such a long time, right now, the collective vibration just simply isn't high enough for contact in a peaceful capacity to be made. And by seeing that visual, I completely understood where they were at. And they also have they have beings, they have devices that look into like precognition, like look into future, right? So they can see many different timelines and all of the most probable timelines of them taking action and then the reaction and the different timelines that we hop into from that. And they said, it's just not plausible. And they said that the old world systems need to collapse a little bit further before contact at that capacity is made. So they were specifically talking about the religious systems and then some of the shadow government systems that are still at play, unfortunately, that need to collapse. Now, I will mention a little bit of good news. So contact is going to be for sure made. Disclosure is going to happen in our lifetime. As a matter of fact, it's already happening. I mean, it's very clear that UFOs, aliens, all of that is really being talked about more and more. They also reassured us that if we are looking for individual contact, we can ask for that, and individual contact will, without a doubt, be made to us. Could be in our dream state, could be in meditation, it could be just looking up at the sky. It doesn't have to be seeing a UFO. That's not necessarily what contact looks like these days. As a matter of fact, that's more of a 3D version of contact. Because we're stepping into our multidimensional selves, contact and subsequently that DNA unlocking in us as hybrid beings, that can all happen in many different ways. So really keeping that in mind, that if you want disclosure, you can have it at an individual level, and that is totally possible. And so what's really exciting and the messages that they've brought through in the past couple of months is, for probably 2 years, I've been hearing from them that the white hats, I don't really know if I really like that term, but basically like the good guys in government and like kind of planted all around the world in these massive structures, they've been holding back. And it's been so frustrating for me to be kind of a conduit for their information, to say, why are they holding back? And they keep saying it's not the right time. It's not the right time. And I think there was a lot of the power struggle that was taking place. And then they, of course, know what those timelines would look like once action is taken. So finally, it really kicked up like September of 2021, and then November of 2021, and then December of 2021. The white hats are finally taking action. Now, we're not going to see a whole lot of this at the front end of things. We're going to see certain people getting indicted, but that is like, less than 5% of really what's taking place in the back end of things, as far as like the government world sphere. So the white hats are actually finally moving forward. They're taking tons of action, and at the back end, a lot of things are collapsing. So this is what we're going to really see for 2022, is a lot of these old world systems, 3D systems collapsing. Like I mentioned before, the religious systems, the mass media systems, the political systems, the financial systems, I believe are all going to really collapse. To what extent, not totally sure, but 2022 is going to be still a year of polarity, still a year of collapse. We're not going to see 5D heaven on earth in 2022, unfortunately, but we're in the middle of the shift. We're getting there. And they really keep reassuring us that it's happening, and that we need to kind of hold that space for the shift to take place.
During these extraordinary times, are you seeking friends and collaborators, like-minded, brilliant, beautiful souls who want to be a part of creating the new earth? Here is the answer. Welcome to Soul Search. Soul Search is the high-frequency global online destination for spirituality and consciousness, where people from around the globe like you come together for spiritual exploration. This is a multi-dimensional community for spiritual seekers, healers, teachers, and guides for the global awakening. With Soul Search, the spiritual seeker can easily search for and connect with healing modalities, spiritual teachings, practices, and practitioners. You can explore high vibrational online and in-person spiritual events across the globe. Within the Soul Search community, you can join groups or take courses for your spiritual journey. With Soul Search, you are part of an inclusive, growing global community for consciousness. For spiritually conscious practitioners, Soul Search connects you to a global audience seeking your services. Build your credibility with a robust profile that demonstrates your expertise and experience. Post client reviews, articles, videos, photos, and audio. You can create secure and private online communities for your groups and clients. Be a part of an awakening community for spirituality where you can collaborate and connect with practitioners and seekers. Whether you are a spiritual seeker, healer, or just curious, join soulsearch.io today. Don't miss out on this opportunity to be part of our high vibrational community for the global awakening. We're excited to be connecting with your soul and radiant light.